I don't know about you, but over the last few months, there have been times that my stomach has tangled in knots. There's been times that I've just wanted to shut it all down, turn off the TV, turn off the internet, shut down the computer, and just go somewhere where there's peace, where there's no drama, where there's no chaos. So what do we do when we're in the heart or the midst of drama and chaos? Well, the good news is that Jesus, by his life and by his example, he shows us how to thrive, how to deal with, and what to do in the midst of chaos. Today, I want to look in John chapter 21 with you. Jesus has just appeared to the disciples one of the many times that he encountered them after the resurrection. He invited them to a shore lunch, to come and have a few fish over the fire. And he pulled Peter aside to have a little chat. And he asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me? Do you love me, Peter?" Well, in many times when we teach about this encounter with Jesus, we focus on the fact that Peter had made a really big mistake and denied Jesus 3 times, and that this was kind of a redemption scene, and it is. And yet there is other good to find in this teaching, because Jesus is also inviting Peter to remember who he is. Do you love me, Peter? I do. I do love you. Peter, do you love me? I do. And in verse 17, Peter gets a little emphatic in chapter 21, verse 17. A third time, Jesus asked him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt that Jesus asked the question a third time, and he said, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." And Jesus said, "Then feed my sheep." In the midst of chaos, the chaos of his feelings, the chaos of persecution that was taking place after the resurrection, the chaos of uncertainty, not knowing what the church was going to look like, not knowing what to do, not knowing if you have a place or if you fit into the plan that you thought you were going to be a part of. Jesus reminds Peter of who he is. And so that's step 1 for us in the midst of drama, whether that drama is our national drama or that drama is going on in your own home or in a situation at your work. Remember who you are. You are a follower and a disciple of Jesus Christ. You are loved. There is a plan for your life. You are marked. Remember who you are. Second, feed my sheep. He was also reminding Peter, listen, remember who you are, but remember what I've called you to do. And that's where I've been personally over this last few months, is because our normal reaction to chaos is fight or flight, to run away. And the Lord has been saying to me, Susie, remember who you are, and then do what I've called you to do. He's called me to be a mom. He's called me to be a grandmother. He's called me to be a Bible teacher. He's called me to love people around this very kitchen table every Wednesday night, and to talk about the Word and to love people and to grow deep in the Word together. He's called me to love people in his name. And if I get caught up in the fight or flight and the drama and I'm slinging words, or I'm responding out of fear or anger instead of responding out of what he's called me to do, which is to love, to speak the truth, to reflect who he is in my life, if I remember those things, then I'm on task. I'm doing what I've been called to do. And greater is he who is in me than he that is in the world. And sometimes we are so busy doing things in our own power that we miss the greater work that God wants to do through us as we remember who we are, and then we do what he's called us to do. We stay on task. Now, the third thing that Jesus illustrated by his life, and Peter later illustrated as he went on to do exactly what Jesus called him to do, is that we go against the norm. And the norm right now is to troll, to troll Facebook, to troll Twitter, to troll social media, and to spout off, things that they cause conflict. They create greater harm. It's not truth. It's not self-control. It's not patient. It's not kind. It's not love. And it doesn't reflect Jesus at all. Our reaction or our response might be to isolate, which is not. That is the norm, but it's not what God has called us to do. In fact, he wants us to shine brighter. He wants us to love more. He wants us, if there's a response to something that hurts his name, then may I step up and show his name greater. And so today I want to leave you with just a couple of questions that you can ask yourself, and I'm certainly asking myself as we're in this season of national chaos. As a woman of faith, as a disciple of Christ, as someone who follows Jesus and wants to listen to his voice and respond in obedience, these are the questions that I want to ask when that fight or flight response comes up. And the first is, Jesus, where are you leading me? I know where my feelings are leading me, but where are you leading me? And then do it. Act on it. That might be going to your knees in prayer. That might be loving more. That might be shutting your computer when you want to respond or get into a debate, and taking time to spend that time with the Lord so that he can give you the wisdom that you need to respond if he calls you to respond. The second question that we ask in this place of chaos is, what decision most pleases you in this matter? Whether that is, again, the national chaos, or chaos in your home, or chaos in a relationship, or chaos in a position, chaos in your job. Jesus, what decision would most please you in this matter? I'm Susie Eller. I hope that you come back to tsuzanneeller.com. Every week we're going to just be taking the word a little bit deeper, and I'm so glad that you stopped by.